So what we're going to talk about is the different types of monitors that can be fitted to your vehicles, the different types of cameras that can be fitted to your caravans. A lot of the caravans these days already come, your new vans already come with generally a safety Dave sort of system in your van, which has your normal conventional round camera, which goes on the back of your van, just one camera, and then you have your normal safety Dave monitor that goes into the vehicle of your car, which is a 6.5 inch monitor, has a suction cup, so slides on the back, you can suction cup it and put it anywhere on the glass of your window. That's the normal sort of one that comes with most vans these days. So the different types that we can do as an aftermarket is a clip-on your mirror type one. So what happens with this particular one is your existing rear vision mirror stays on your vehicle. What happens is these little tabs pull down, it clips over the mirror of your vehicle, so then it gives you a full 7-inch colour monitor. So you can have it on while you're driving the whole time. When the monitor is switched off, it is still your reverse mirror. Like now it is a mirror. Once it is turned on, it is a full colour 7-inch monitor. So with this one, it just clips on your mirror and stays on the mirror. It can be removed, you can unclip it and unplug it, but most of the time you just leave it on the vehicle itself. The other type that we can do these days is a wireless system. So back years ago, I've been doing it for quite a few years, installing camera systems into vans and stuff. Years ago, they were terrible. The quality was terrible. It'd pick up someone else's doorbells, alarm systems. It would cut out, it'd be like ants on the screen because of the distance that they had to go between the back of the van, through the cladding of the van into the vehicle. The picture quality was terrible. The ones we've actually got these days, this particular one, which is a full 7-inch colour monitor, it's also an AHD, can do up to around about 12 metres, and it doesn't change the quality of the picture. It can go through the cladding of the van, it can go through the vehicle and still pick it up. So yeah, like I said, back in the day they were terrible. I wouldn't fit it to anything, but now you can go for a wireless one. Wireless though, everyone thinks being wireless that you can just clip it on the back of the van and away you go. Being wireless, it is wireless connection to the monitor, but always still needs power. Any wireless camera still needs power, so whether or not it gets picked up power from the tail lights or whether or not you pick it up from the caravan battery, it still actually needs a wire to run to the camera to power it up. It still needs a 12-volt feed to make it work. So 9 times out of 10, it's just as easy to do a wired system, because if we've got to run one wire like this or run the actual AV cable with it as well, it's no different really at the end of the day. It's just if you've got multiple vehicles, you can just untake the monitor and use it in other vehicles. So, or if it's a hired one or something like that, you can just give them the monitor, obviously, and they can just suction cup it, same thing. It comes with a suction cup, so you can just suction cup it, plug it into your cigarette socket and use it. So as far as that's why you'd probably maybe go down the track of that. Or if you can't get power cables to the wall, but you can get to a tail light to power it up, which means then you have to turn the tail lights on in the caravan while you're driving from A to B to actually power the camera up, which is sort of what needs to be done half the time. So the other monitor we have here is a generic one. So it is a 7-inch colour monitor. They're all AHD now, so everything is going over to AHD. So it's just a clearer picture, a sharper picture being AHD now. So it's and 7-inch on the screen. Once again, it comes with a suction cup, so you can just put the bracket on the back and move it anywhere on the glass of your vehicle. So you can have it on the driver's pillar area, you can have it in the middle of the dash, you can have it right over the passenger side if you want. So you can suction cup and move it around anywhere. Obviously you can leave this loosely or on the console of your car as well, but it's just as easy to actually suction cup it. So it's actually hard mount, not jumping around while actually travelling. Undo the suction cup, undo the plug and remove the monitor out the vehicle. So when you haven't got the van on, if it's weeks, months, years at a time you're actually not travelling, where you can actually take this out, unsuction cup and remove it. So being that all the new types of monitors are HD, the older ones weren't, which were SD. So as far as the quality now, like I say, it is a sharper, a clearer picture. So this one here, being an AHD quality, so it yeah, being that the picture is very clear, it's not pixelated. You can sort of see with what's around in the background possibly. So the quality of the other ones are the same, being this is a wireless one, but the actual picture and quality is the same whether or not it is a complete wide one to the back of your vehicle. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the different cameras. Most standard these days is your Safety Dave round camera. Do it in a white or a black. So it has a sun shield on it, so it can deflect the sun if it's bearing on the camera itself, so it deflects the sun. Just your normal round type of camera. We also have different types of brands. This is just a white normal round one as well. So generally, depending on the cladding of your van, we try and match to suit the cladding, obviously, so it doesn't stand out as much. They all come with a sort of a waterproof 4-pin standard connector, so it is waterproof, even though that generally goes in the wall or a cupboard of the van. They also have a seal behind it, which then gets silicone as well, so any screw or any hole that gets penetrated in the van will be sealed up and tight as well, so it doesn't let water in. The other types that we can also do is a dual camera. So this one here is the dual. So what we can generally do is one facing down the road, so you can see over the top of cars and see trucks, cars, whatever behind you. Then we tilt one closer to the back of your bumper bar of the van. So then when you're actually reversing in sight on the screen, you have AV1 and AV2. You flick between the AVs to change between your two cameras, and then you can shoot it down to the closer one to the back of your bar of the van, so then you can see reversing into a caravan park or a car park or something like that, and then obviously change it back to the other AV while you're travelling down the road, and then it'll be up high, straight over cars, and so you can see what's behind you, the traffic, if you're holding anyone up or anything like that. So that's the good part about the dual one, being that your normal round standard, just one camera on the van, obviously generally it just points down the road, and so you can see what's behind you, you can see you know, generally over tops of cars and stuff, and if there's traffic behind you. But with the dual one, you can with this one you can't really see close to the back bumper bar of your vans, so that's why you can also go for the dual one, which then you've got the option of doing seeing down the road and close to your van. Other types of camera is a number plate one. So once again, if you only have the one single one on the back of your van, the screens can handle up to 2 cameras. So if your vehicle is an older car and it doesn't have a camera on it, well then we can put a number plate camera on the back of the vehicle. So once again, you can flick between the one on the caravan while you're traveling from A to B. You're reversing up to your caravan hitch, you flick it to the AV2, and then you can see your tow bar, drawbar, and to reverse up to it as well. So that's a number plate camera. There is square cameras and a few other different types of models that we can fit to the back of your vehicle for that reversing up to your hitch, which you can use even when you don't have the caravan on. As long as your monitor's in the vehicle, you can actually use that all the time as well. So once again, if you're reversing up to other trailers or car parks or reversing into a drive, you can flick onto this camera and see that on the screen of your monitor. The other thing now I'll talk about is connectors. So the most sort of standard is your 4-pin connector, which on this one here is what's on the front of your caravan. It's a waterproof connection, which would be loose, and the same on the back of your vehicle, you have this sort of fitting. So that's sort of the standard one that comes with a lot of vans, which is watertight and dust proof. They come with covers, which you can screw on them to protect them as well. What we generally do in all the kits that we install, or we can do it as an aftermarket. So if you have this type of fitting on your caravan, we can change it, and we call it a Wazza kit. So what happens with this is you then, instead of having that cable connection, you actually have this flexible cable that goes in between it. So you can unscrew it if it gets damaged or anything like that. You can just replace this. So what happens is you have this particular fitting with a metal bracket on the drawbar of your caravan, which gets hard mounted. The curly cable or Wazza cable then gets screwed into that. So, and then the same on the back of your vehicle. We have one of these on the back of your vehicle. So with this kit, it's obviously better because it is waterproof with no connections. The lid shuts. It's waterproof. Obviously, if the cable does get damaged, you know, via torsion bars or jackknifing the van or anything like that, if your cable, this particular cable gets damaged, it can be repaired, but it is quite difficult. So with these ones, you can just obviously replace that part, and it's something you can do yourself. So it's just a lot robust, better connections, waterproof, and then yeah, just instead of having more cable sort of dangling around. So this is very common that we do as an aftermarket fit to the vans. So Performance Auto Electrical, we can supply and install most camera systems, from your wireless to your clip-on mirror to your normal suction cup ones. We can do repairs, we can do modifications. If you have different brands and you bought a caravan and you're missing the screen and you need the screen done, or you've got a car and you bought a van, we can mix and match and do anything at Performance Auto Electrical. So with reverse camera systems, we're your one-stop shop. We can do repairs, servicing, maintenance, anything on it, and we generally keep most of the parts in stock, so it is something that we can generally do straight away.